It's probably one of the scariest clips I've ever seen ever in my entire life. This is why I continually tell people every single time. Doesn't matter if you're on a motorcycle, bike. I probably sound like a broken record. Anything with two wheels, if you're riding in the streets around traffic, cars specifically, wear a GoPro. It will probably save your life. And I don't mean that literally, because obviously a GoPro is not going to save your life if you get into any type of altercation or accident, but you will have proof that it happened. You will have evidence. When something really bad happens, the first thing that's going to happen is the person that you are involved in this bad thing with is going to try to change the narrative. They're going to try to say that whatever happened didn't happen the way that it actually did, but it doesn't matter, because if you have video evidence, no one will be able to tell you otherwise. This is one of the craziest clips I've ever seen in my entire life. It's been going around for the last 3 days. I don't know if the guy in the video is like a YouTuber, if he has a channel. If he doesn't, then he should probably start uploading his footage. He probably has tons of crazy stuff. I say this all the time. Everybody who goes out and records their riding, inevitably, you're gonna get some crazy footage one way or another. And it looks like it happened to this guy today. This clip is called "Motorcyclist Dragged by Car in Violent Road Rage Incident in Riverside," caught on video. Riverside's a county not too far from LA. Let's take a look.
Terrifying case of road rage caught on a motorcyclist helmet camera in Riverside. In the video, you see him being knocked off of his bike and then dragged by an angry driver.
And he shared his video and spoke exclusively with Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan a short time ago.
Helmet cam video showing a...
The first thing is that you can kind of see it more in this clip right here in the top right. He's kind of like briefly looking around.
And he shared his video and spoke...
Bam, he just gets cracked, bro. This is actually a huge fear of mine. Ever since I've started riding e-motos out in the street, this could happen even if it wasn't a road rage incident, which this appears to be. This could just happen to you. You could just be chilling and a car could just crack you from behind because they're looking at their phone or something. You know, people run red lights on accident all the time, but if you're just sitting there in the line of traffic, you could just get obliterated. What happens after is even worse, but this is a constant fear of mine, and it's only really developed since I started riding e-motos, and it's one big thing that I think about a lot, and it's why I try to ride really, tactfully around cars and try and be in a position where I kind of am not somewhere where some car could come flying up behind me. It's different when you're on a motorcycle, though. When you're on a full-blown gas motorcycle, you don't have the advantage of being on an e-bike where you're much quieter. You can kind of like go kind of in different areas and utilize the bike path and the sidewalk much more easily. Anyways, we're actually going to watch the clip. This topic just makes me, I have so many thoughts and emotions about stuff like this.
So. A short time ago.
Let's take a look. Let's actually just sit here and take a look.
Helmet cam video showing a violent collision at Riverside.
They drag him.
A motorcycle rider struck and dragged down the street. It's tough to tell for how long.
He's just screaming. He's just screaming for his life as his car is dragging him. Clearly they know. So this is much different than what I just described. This is actual road rage.
Motorcycle rider
I'd love to see the raw footage.
Dragged down the street.
Just
it's tough
screaming
to tell
for his life.
Long. Fortunately, though, he survived. The whole thing in
you can hear him yelling, like please stop.
As a few seconds went
on, the car backs up.
I started slipping, so I could see the undercarriage of the car. And I went from
it's so insane.
The motorcycle rider didn't want us to give out his name, but says it all happened Tuesday afternoon near La Sierra and the 91 freeway in Riverside. He says it started when he was pulling to the front of an intersection and the driver of a black Nissan abruptly cut him off.
So I filtered to the front and I got mad. I'm shaking my head. And I look back and I see him roll down the window and he's hanging his head out the window and he's saying something.
What's your issue? What's that?
Oh, wow.
Shake your head. Why did I shake my head?
Look at this, bro. Oh, he's rolling up a back. Okay, first off, I didn't watch this entire clip. Dude, this guy is about to get obliterated in court, I think, right? Like, in my opinion, it's going to be pretty bad. First off, that's backwards, right? So he's rolling up. This is already okay. This is where I did not watch this clip. First off, I only watched the first part where he gets run over. It's obviously people are going to say he shouldn't have got off his bike. He shouldn't have walked up to a car. I agree. You should never do that. But it's hard to, I've never ridden a motorcycle, and it seems like from the people I have talked to that are lifelong motorcycle riders, there's like an extra hatred of traffic. Me as a person who rides bikes, I kind of don't like cars when you're riding your bike, but it's not like a hate. Like, I feel like with motorcycle riders, there is like a special hate for cars and traffic and the way that, think about it. When you're riding a motorcycle, it's very involved, right? You have to constantly be paying attention. You're very focused. And then you're looking around at drivers and cars, and it's just like you can see them all looking at their phones constantly and not really paying attention to what's going on. So I think it really creates a divide. And then you have instances like this, where, both parties are really upset. You have a motorcyclist who's extremely upset to the point where he gets off his bike in traffic, walks up to the driver of the vehicle. I mean, one thing is that this is Riverside. So this is a place that, I mean, it's not necessarily known for, danger or violent crimes and activities and stuff like that. It's not necessarily the nicest place, but it's not like Texas. This happening in Texas, it's pretty much assumed that someone's going to pull out a gun, right? It's like a no-brainer. Someone is pulling out a weapon. That's most likely happening. In California, it's still likely, but it's really not as likely. It's just not because of there's very strict gun laws out here. It's just there's less of an odds that you will do something like this and just immediately get shot. Whereas in Texas or maybe even Florida, you might just get shot. You might just walk up to someone's window and they're already aiming their weapon directly, looking down sights right at you and ready to pull the trigger. They're like, why is this guy walking up to my car? I'm going to do it. And so it's not as likely in California. It's not like the first thought is you walk up to someone's window and you're going to get blasted. Probably, it could be something that is in Texas and places like that. No one wants road rage. I'm just saying that it's probably a good deterrent for situations like this on both ends, right?
He's hanging his head out the window and he's saying something.
What's your issue? What's that?
Why'd you shake your head?
Why did I shake my head?
Yeah.
Because you move over at the very last second when I was already moving up.
You're behind me. I go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the incident doesn't end there. The motorcyclist continuing onward, stopping ahead at another light. The motorcyclist saying the driver of the Nissan chasing him down. That's when this happens.
Oh my God, dude!
Back just in time
oh
to see the
my
front end of
God!
his car squeezing between both of those.
That
cars.
is actually terrifying.
He rear ends me.
Okay, with this whole context, it's just like, oh, dude. Oh my God, man. I really feel bad for this motorcycle rider, man. It's scary, dude. But here's the thing. I let so much slide, dude. In my videos on my main channel, I let so much stuff slide. When it's just little stuff with traffic, I always just want to go home at the end of the day, right? I always want to go home. I do not ever engage with drivers, man, because you never know when you're going to end up in a situation like this with a crazy driver, bro. This is sad. And don't take this like I'm putting any blame on the motorcycle rider. It's impossible to understand what it's like when you're in that scenario, in that situation. Like, it's just like sometimes you're just compelled to do certain things and whatever. But here's what we can all agree on. Is that this is scary.
It doesn't end there.
Right?
The motorcyclist
this is scary.
continuing
the part
onward,
where he gets
stopping
hit
ahead
is
at
insane.
another light. The motorcyclist saying the driver of the Nissan
and look
chasing
at where
him
he's
down.
at too.
That's when this
It's like
happens.
the driver slides in between two cars to hit him, bro. It's just like an assassination attempt.
Just in time to see the front end of his car squeezing between both of those cars.
Man.
He rear ends me, knocks me off the bike, and then floors it over me. And
then he runs him over.
It felt like he was stepping on the gas, so I'm not sure how fast we were going.
Oh my goodness, bro.
All I know is when he finally stopped, he threw it in reverse. So I took that chance, got up, ran to the sidewalk, and he fled the scene.
Riverside police say 32-year-old Gary DeLandro eventually turned himself in, now facing attempted murder charges. Bail set at $1 million.
Oh man, there's just a lot to digest. We skipped the part of it showed his injuries. They didn't look very bad, luckily. I mean, for the fact that the guy got ran over and dragged down the street is nuts. This is why I guess they always say just all the gear all the time, right? Just wear your gear. If you own it, wear it. I am typically wearing a decent amount of gear. I have always my helmet at the bare minimum, and I have rip-resistant pants with armor in them. And sometimes I come out with a jacket, but sometimes I don't. And seeing stuff like this really makes me want to wear all my gear all the time. But it's easy to say that, but I don't know. It's also just a lesson to just let stuff go. It's obvious. It's 100% not on this motorcycle rider, but sometimes you just gotta just completely let stuff go, man. Sometimes you just gotta and I'm sure he's thinking about that all the time. He's just happy to be alive, and the driver is an even bigger example that sometimes just let stuff go, man. Just let stuff go. Let stuff go. He was probably scared when the motorcycle rider walked up to him, right? He was probably like, he needed to puff his chest out. That's why he was talking like that. And now, as he's facing attempted murder, bro, I think about stuff like this all the time. Like in a span of a regular day, that's how life can change, right? In these tiny little interactions, and you make bad decisions, and suddenly the entire course of your life is changed forever. Me and that guy are the same age, 32. I'm 32, he's 32, the guy who tried to run him over. And now he's going to spend a lot of time in federal prison probably, right? I mean, attempted murder is a charge where if you're convicted, you're going to like a serious prison, if I'm not mistaken. So that's quite literally a definition of change the trajectory of your entire life with one decision that was made over the course of like 2 minutes. right? 2 minutes, and then you're looking at years of problems afterwards. I don't know. Man, this video hit me a lot harder than I thought, dude. Because at first I only watched this clip right here without any like real context. But seeing the whole thing is insane. It's insane. I'm kind of speechless. Anyways,
jacket and backpack shredded.
As far as motorcyclists go, I know there's a large community of people that dislike the fact that we split lanes. But there's a safety measure to it. There's a reason why. There's a reason why California permits it. There's a safe way to do it. There's a not smart way to do it. But at the end of the day, regardless what the situation is, it shouldn't be enough to warrant trying to kill somebody.
In Riverside,
I don't think there's anything. I mean, it's hard without the full context, but even with what's shown, even the fact that he got off his bike and went up to the driver's door, there's no justifying running somebody over and dragging them down the street. Like it's like inhumane, right? It's just insane. So, who cares if he was lane splitting, right? I don't know. That doesn't really seem like that big of a deal. I drive, anytime I go film a video, I'm driving from really far to the city, and people lane split past me all the time. Some motorcyclists, you can tell they're fed up with traffic, and they lane split really close to your car. I'm just like, whatever, I couldn't imagine being this upset and aggravated over a motorcycle. I just don't. It seems foolish to be so upset over motorcycle riders. But at the end of the day, all this happened, and now 2 people's lives are changed forever. This guy had one of the most traumatic experiences he'll probably ever have in his entire life. And then another guy is in jail. So that's what happened.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Bail set at $1 million.
I need to replay that. Bail set at $1 million, bro. That's like really high too, isn't it? Isn't that extremely high? If I'm not mistaken, that's like a very high bail. I mean, it is attempted murder, and it's on camera, dude. I'm telling you, without footage, man, this guy's story, I don't think it would have been quite as clear cut. But that's the thing about footage. Like, you can't lie in footage as of right now until they start AI and everything, I guess. But as of for right now, I'm telling y'all, if there's any one thing you take from situations like these, have a dash cam on your car, have a GoPro rolling when you're on 2 wheels, film with your phone when you're out walking. We're at a time, especially if you live in a place where there's a lot, like a dense place with a lot of car traffic, you just got to be recording in some way. I don't really know how else to put it. You have to have some type of visual proof of what happened if you get an incident like this. Otherwise, it's just conflicting stories all the way through. This dude has some of the most shocking footage I've ever seen. And, the motorcycle community in LA is pretty small. I'm sure there's probably riders I know who know this guy. Anyways, I just thought this was crazy, and I wanted to share my opinions with you guys and see what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments, and that's it.